Welcome to the Quarantine Chronicles, a place where you will learn to make the best of your time even when you're stuck inside. The world is in one of the most uncertain times in history, so I decided to make a video with the intention of providing others with a sense of certainty. So where can we find certainty during times of uncertainty? Is it possible? Yes. Is that wishful thinking? No. Finding certainty within things that are unknown all depends on our focus and attention. For example, certain is written right in the word of uncertainty. We just have to focus our attention on it. A lot of what is currently happening is outside of us. It is beyond our control. We cannot be 100% certain of anything that is outside of ourselves. But we can be certain of ourselves, our thoughts, and our actions. We can be certain of where we are now, what we do with our time, and what we make out of the situation. Even if we are uncertain about an external circumstance, we can be certain about how we choose to respond to them. We can do things within all aspects of our lives to create a lasting, positive, certain change. After watching this video, my intention is to leave you with no excuse but to be certain about yourself. In order to solve the puzzle and complete the big picture, we need to solve the puzzle piece of ourself first. The puzzle piece of that which is you. Without you, the completed picture is missing. No matter how big or small, the world needs you for completion and harmony. You play an important role in the big picture of things just as much as the tiniest of microbiological organisms affect the complex systems in the body. Just as much as we need the sun as we need the moon, the world needs you. And the world needs you to be certain of where you are now and what you can do with the current situation, environment, and tools around you. And when we become certain ourselves, we can then join together with others who are certain, and together we can create an even greater sense of certainty. And with that, we can also be certain of our ability to connect online with like-minded people to share positive information that will help us progress in life. Are you uncertain about the future of humanity, the future of your life in months and years to come? First, we can be certain that all things come to an end. What goes up must come down. And because of that, we can be certain this won't last forever. We can solidify this certainty by looking at all the other events throughout history that humanity has overcome. At one point, or many points, we thought there would be no end, or one big catastrophic end. How many times has the world thought we'd be in a doom and gloom, twisted fate for eternity? We can be certain that at the end of one thing is the beginning of something new. And a big role of what makes that new beginning is you. The truth is, the future has always been uncertain. Before this, you had more faith and you had more hope about the future and what was going to happen tomorrow. But the truth is, nobody has ever been able to 100% accurately predict what was going to come in 1 month, 6 months, or a year from now. And the only thing that's changed, a greater outside obstacle. A new obstacle for us to climb collectively. And guess what? We still can't predict what's going to come in 1 month, 6 months, or a year from now. There is one thing that remains the same, and that is you. You have a choice to be certain of yourself, your surroundings, and the actions you take to better your life. It has always been you making choices in your life that contribute to the bigger picture of things. Regardless of what has happened externally, it has always been you that adapted to the situation and turned it into something based off of who you were at that time. Are you uncertain of your job? So am I. I don't have a job either right now. Or do I? Because I'm certain that my job simply changed. I adapted to the circumstance. We can be certain that we are always working and always will be working no matter what. Just as I say when it comes to losing weight, we will be working hard fighting disease, or we can be working hard to better our health, which in turn makes everything easier. With a dash of creativity, your new job can be anything you want it to be. For me, it's become growing even more as an individual. Reading more, working on my content such as this, becoming more mindful of my food and habits, strengthening my immune system, and being more mindful of helping local businesses. Putting a little money into the pockets of many goes a longer way than putting a lot of money into the pockets of one. My job has become recognizing the true value of things in life. I can't think of the last time I missed hugs or a handshake this much. For others, your job can be discovering other parts of your life you didn't know were there before. Like focusing your attention on things such as the certain that always lies within uncertainty. It can be strengthening your connections with loved ones, starting a new hobby, completing unfinished projects or tasks around the house, developing a new business idea. Perhaps your job was holding you from your true purpose. And now here's an opportunity to plant the seed and bring it to fruition. So what's your new job? You might even start to think and question, why do we have jobs in the first place? We work because we want money, and we want money for food, shelter, and good experiences. And what does that translate to? We want happiness! Happiness is what we want. How do we achieve happiness? Go read the article I just wrote called What Does It Take to Be Happy? You'll notice it doesn't mention anything about money. Speaking of money, are you worried that you don't have any money or will have any money for those things I just mentioned? All for the same common goal of achieving happiness? It's safe to ask, why is humanity so quick to filter happiness? The commonly shared belief that is, if I have this or once I have that, then I will be happy. Well, that stuff is not going to provide you with true happiness. Because the last time that I checked, happiness was a chemical reaction inside your brain. Which means that happiness does not occur outside of you. And just as we found certainty within the word uncertainty, we can also find happiness within everything. And on top of finding happiness, we can cultivate happiness. Let's go back to money for a moment. Money does not go into your brain. Your focus goes on money and the things it provides, which then affects your brain in turn. I am certain that you hold the potential to focus your thoughts and your intention to find something new that brings you happiness or uncover something that was there all along. And I'm certain that by doing this, it'll propel your action to make new things happen in your life. Did you know that our focus and attention has a major impact on the chemical reactions or emotions that occur in our brain? Maybe some of us are already starting to realize all of this. And for those who don't, well, I really hope this video inspires you. And for any skeptics out there, please know that I have been through the lowest of the low. I have been through hell and back just as each and every one of you has throughout your own personal journey. This picture is a physical representation of how I felt internally. Since then, I've lost over 100 pounds. And I've not only sustained my health, but I also continued to improve on it every day of my life. And I got out of it. I got out of it by being certain of myself, certain of my actions, and certain of what I can achieve. So we'll go back to money again for a moment. Money is a resource that we place value upon. And that value is exchanged for goods and services of value. Even if money ceases to exist, value never goes away. Value is still there and always will be there and is measured by the value you place on things and the value you see yourself as, such as what kind of person you are and what you can offer to the world. The greater value you place upon yourself, the greater value you shape yourself into, and the greater value you have to offer to the world. And if money is a value that you can exchange, then that means your value is something you can exchange. And of course, our value is how we get money in the first place. In other words, you can make great things happen when you stop settling for anything less. And in a similar sense, when you do not see value within yourself, you'll have a more difficult time receiving value. When someone offers you something, you may feel too shameful or guilty to accept it. And if you do see it, you'll accept it with excitement and gratitude. When we reflect on the true value of things in life, all of a sudden, a hug becomes more valuable than a paycheck, and a friend becomes more valuable than a home. You may be uncertain of food, but I'm certain of our local farms and the developing movement of permaculture around the world. Permaculture means permanent agriculture, and it is a regenerative form of agriculture, which means it helps all the life in the environment around it to thrive and improve. And much like permaculture, it is much better to consistently work on improving all aspects of your life and your surroundings, and shape them into something that consistently works in harmony with each other. And I'm also certain in your ability to make healthy, sustainable, and ethical food choices. You may be uncertain of your health, but I am certain that you have the capability to bring it back to balance. I'm certain you can get the weight loss you deserve, and I'm certain you can strengthen your defenses known as your immune system. And I'm also certain in your ability to learn how to cook and try new things. You might have heard how Michael Phelps visualizes winning each race before competition. It's time for you to visualize your gold medal, recognize your true and infinite value, and be certain that you will make it happen. This situation is a test. It's a test of your faith. It's a test of your strength. It's a test of your certainty. It's a test of your hope that things will be better than they once were. And after all this, I really hope you're certain that you can make the best of what's around you, and certain that you can make the best out of any situation that comes your way. So keep your head held high. Look to the sky. Be certain of yourself. Recognize your true potential. Be certain that you can either find happiness or make it happen. Be certain that you can turn your life into something that's in your best interest. And in turn, that creates a better world that's in our best interest. There's nothing to wait for. It starts now.